Have you ever just looked at your phone or your car or even your coffee maker and wondered, how did this thing even get here? I mean, what's its story? Not just the nuts and bolts, but where did the idea come from? And what's going to happen to it when the next shiny model comes out? Well, it turns out every single product has a secret life, a whole journey with a beginning, a middle, and an end. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that secret.
So here's the game plan for this explainer. We're going to tackle this in 4 parts. First, we'll cover that secret life story I just mentioned. Then we'll meet the people who actually build our favorite things. After that, we'll get into the clever tricks they use to do it better and faster. And finally, we'll see how the whole shebang is managed from day one.
All right, let's jump right in. The first thing you need to understand is the basic roadmap that literally every product follows. You can think of it like a biography, but for an object. And that biography has a name, the product lifecycle, or PLC for short. This isn't just a vague idea. It's a concrete framework that companies use to map out a product's entire existence. It's their strategic playbook for deciding when to launch, when to update, and yeah, even when to pull the plug. And this map has 6 major stops along the way. It all starts with development, the idea phase. Then comes the big launch party, introduction. If it's a hit, it enters the growth stage, and sales just explode. Eventually, things cool down, and it reaches maturity. That's its peak. But then new tech or trends come along, and it enters decline. And finally, it's time for retirement, where the product gracefully exits the stage. Think about the very first electric cars. They went from a wild idea to a garage staple, and now they're being replaced by the next big thing. That's the cycle.
Okay, so we've got the map, the life cycle. But who's actually drawing the lines on that map and building the roads? Well, let's meet the architects behind the curtain, the product engineer. Now, product engineering isn't just one person's job. Oh no, it's a total team sport. You've got mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, software coders, designers. All these different experts have to collaborate to turn an abstract idea into something you can actually hold and use. They're the ones who have to solve the puzzle of how to make it work. And they follow a really structured process. It kicks off with concept development. That's all about figuring out what we, the customers, actually want or need. From there, they create the actual blueprints during the design phase. Then comes a really crucial part, testing. They literally try to break the thing so it won't break on you. Once it passes, it's off to manufacturing. But their job still isn't over. They have to provide support and even plan for the product's final retirement. It's a long haul. And that first step, concept development, is where so much of the magic happens. Engineers aren't just dreaming stuff up in a lab. They're listening. This quote here says it all. Deep market research might be what tells a car company, hey, people are done with gas engines. They want electric. So the products we end up getting are a direct result of what we, the market, are asking for. So the engineers have a solid process. But let's be honest, in today's world, it's not enough to just build something great. You have to build it fast. This brings us to a really clever strategy that companies use to get a leg up on the competition. It's called concurrent engineering. And to get it, just think about the old way of doing things, which was like a relay race. The design team had to finish their part completely before they could pass the baton to the manufacturing team, and so on. Super slow. Concurrent engineering just throws that whole idea out. It's more like, okay, everyone, on the count of 3, we all start running the race at the same time. And the difference is just night and day. Seriously, look at this. On the left, that's the old way, the tortoise. It's the slow, one after the other process. It works, but it takes forever. But on the right, that's concurrent engineering, the hare. The steps all overlap, teams are working in parallel, and the result is pretty obvious. You get to the finish line in a tiny fraction of the time. And the benefits are just huge. I mean, you're not just saving time. Because all the teams are talking to each other from the very beginning, you catch potential problems way earlier. That leads to better quality, it costs less because you're not redoing things, and you get a more reliable product. It's a total game changer. It's not just about being faster, it's about being smarter. Okay, we've looked at the life cycle, the engineers, and how they work faster. So for our last section, let's zoom all the way out and look at the master system that coordinates this entire incredibly complex dance from start to finish. This is product lifecycle management,
or PLM. If the product lifecycle is the map and engineering is the car, then PLM is like the air traffic control for the whole operation. It's the overarching process that makes sure all the data, all the different teams, and all the moving parts are perfectly in sync across the product's entire journey. This table connects all the dots perfectly. The management side, the PLM, breaks the journey into 3 big phases. At the beginning of life, the focus is all on nailing down what the product should be. Then, during the middle of life, the focus shifts to real-world stuff like manufacturing, supply chains, and sales. And finally, at the end of life, it's all about a smooth, responsible phase-out. The brain of the operation adapts its focus as the product gets older. So what's the crucial point here? It's that these aren't just a bunch of random business terms. They're all pieces of the same puzzle. The product lifecycle gives you the map. Engineering builds the thing. Concurrent engineering hits the gas pedal. And PLM coordinates everything. They all work together in this one really elegant system to do one thing: get an awesome idea out of someone's head and into your hands. And that brings us right back to you. I want you to think about the phone or the tablet or the computer you're watching this on right now. Now that you know its secret life story, what stage do you think it's in? Is it still growing? Is it at its peak maturity? And maybe the more fun question, what do you think is coming next for it?